Last time on Troublemaker Plays.
The current readings. The radiation has fallen to acceptable levels. We must inform Thorne and Professor Davy via video link. Good day, Mr. Thorne. Rodriguez here. Good news. The contaminated area is habitable again. Father has detected us, but the situation is under control. You and Professor Davy can now join us.
Very well. I'll assemble a team. Professor Davy will be along a little later. I think he's working on a way to disable Father's systems.
Human units. Inaccurate, erroneous, and so easy to predict. I will beat you to the punch and destroy you.
The epic conclusion.
Charming area Father has selected for himself. That doesn't make our project any easier, though. So let's not waste any time. Start the preparations. Just so we're all in the picture, we're here to prepare a military assault. We need warships, and must make sure our bases are regularly supplied. Strindberg, you wanted a second chance. Here it is.
Of course, Mr. Thorne. I'm going to build an armada that freaking computer will never stand a chance against. You can count on me.
Save your protestations. If you want to prove something, prove it by deed. This is your last chance.
So I'm going to apologize a little bit in advance for this one. I did lose some of the recorded material. So in place of where this should be, I'll explain to you what you need to do.
And now to you. We have to set up a supply bridge and secure the supply of goods. That is your job.
So first off, the game tells you to build your global trust on the island with the ecos. I have decided not to do this.
Request for received. Necessary measures.
So what I'm doing instead is I'm going to build
expansion of base of operations
global
required.
trust on this smaller island, and the main reason for this is that it's easier to keep an ecological balance when you have people around. This is because you can use trash compactors, which are people-specific ecological modifiers. It's a big word. And yeah, you're also placing your community right next to one of their primary sources of nourishment. So you're going to be having less complicated trade routes, and you're going to be involving these people in less complicated measures. And this will definitely help you a lot later on when you gain your second island. Now this is where I should apologize. I do lose out on the second island. Basically, you saw in the intro is that Stinson is here, and you know he's going to be mobilizing a war fleet, and you know, a little bit of spoiler, but it turns out Stinson's a traitor. He gets very jealous of you and your successes, and he betrays everyone. The Global Trust order you to take over his island, and suddenly you have a need for more wine, more, I guess they're fast food hamburgers, and you really have to prepare for this. Otherwise you're going to lose a lot. But his island's going to give you access to a lot of oil, a lot of plastic, a lot of weapons, a lot of tools, and everything else you'll just want to trim down. You'll just destroy his buildings.
Registering need
So
for
once again,
community
sorry that I
centers.
lost the footage for that little part, but I mean, it's not too big a deal, but it is the main part of this whole mission. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just building all my basic global trust buildings. I'm building on this island, as I said, despite the game telling me not to. It looks pretty small, but you can demolish a few things here and there, and you can build around in a loop. It's not going to have too much of an effect on things. You might have to build one extra building, you might not. I didn't, just because all the things that have influence areas are all circular anyway, so building a circle didn't make a big difference anyway.
Shake on.
So yeah, this is a mission where
Agreed.
you're gonna have a few more problems making profits, and this is because your order here is to build first transports and then a war fleet. And war fleets are pretty expensive. Like, I don't know if you're gonna throw away the 3 of these, but outside of that, they're pretty damn expensive, and you're not gonna be able to afford too much. So you're gonna have to build a decently sized community, and I apologize again, this is gonna be a pretty long video, largely because I'm trying to be thorough. I want to have a positive balance. I want to have a large population base, and this will solve a lot of problems you'll have in
Production
Mission 3
breakdown.
and in Mission 4. I started doing it this way because I've probably sunk about, say, 12 hours into doing these missions. These Chapter 3 missions only, of course, and that's because I was doing such a crappy job, like I was in Chapter 2 Core and Chapter 1, Shadows of the Past. I was doing such a crappy job that it all built up on me and crashed on me, and eventually I was losing so much more money than I could trade away. And once that happens, you might as well just start over.
Additional buildings now available.
So yeah, you're gonna want a decent supply of this stuff here, because you'll be using it for 2 full bases, and if you manage it correctly, you're gonna gain a massive tax income from doing this. If you don't, you're gonna have a massive tax deficit. So this is something you have to do very well.
Registering change in demographics.
Fair deal.